Morning, everybody. I've got one of these Amish heaters. I've got two of them here. This is actually a cheap one. This is a cheap one. Had to get these out from that big break of cold weather we had here in 2021 in the winter. This is a Soleil brand infrared heater. Broke these out. Went insulated an area for my dogs. Kept these things running. So when the dogs were outside, kept the temperature up around 40 degrees, even when it was negative 20 outside. So these things did a great job, especially when kept a small area, kept it insulated, kept them back where it was safe, kept the heaters back so it wouldn't cause any problems. And luckily they lasted all the way up until the when the temperature started coming back up again. So now I'm going to tear them apart, and I'm going to see what happened to them. I either burned out the infrared heaters themselves. I see a lot of dust that's right there. You know, what they were out in a dusty environment. Might got a little hot. May have burned up something else. We're just going to find out what happens. I'm going to hopefully help you troubleshoot something on yours. If they quit working, you can use this video to kind of go through it and figure out what's going on. So the first thing I'm going to do is take these screws off right here. That should release the side. If it doesn't, I'll probably have to end up taking these screws off anyway. And I'll definitely be taking these screws off right here to get to that filter. That filter is very dirty. So I'm going to start working on that. Again, all you need is your Harbor Freight screwdriver if you want it. Of course, you guys know me. I've got a power tool of some type around. I've got my DeWalt drill. It's going to be a lot faster. But either way, you get that screwdriver, you can do this the old-fashioned way. So I'm going to start taking these apart, show you what it looks like when I get it apart. If there's any changes, I will break back into the video and show you anything that popped up when I was looking at it. So real quick here, I turned this upside down. I probably should have done it before I started the video. There are some more screws holding these sides in place on each side. I am going to take those out. I talked about remove those. Those probably will not come off at all. I'm hoping that by the time I remove those 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 screws, I'll be able to get the top and the sides off, and then we'll just see what's going on inside. Okay, real quick here, I wanted to show you that I've got that filter off, got those screws off, top and bottom. Here's that filter. I just want to show you, see, these screws are a little smaller than the side screws. Keep those separate. You don't want to be messing around and getting those mixed up later on. So just keep those separate. You can tell this is just a simple piece of styrofoam type stuff. I'm just going to take that in the house and wash it off. But right now I'm just going to keep all this stuff together. And I'm going to start taking this apart. So I'm going to take a moment here to show you this. Let's try and figure out how this comes off here. So I started looking at it. It kind of fits like a computer. So you kind of stick your hands in here and pull back and down at the same time. And that pulls that loose, and it just drops off of there. So hopefully that helps you out in taking the side off. So the first thing I want to do here is show you, it's pretty dirty on the inside. I've never taken it apart, so you can see some dirt laying in there. There's the fan. It's spinning pretty freely, so that makes me feel good. Show that to you. I don't see any burnt wires, which would always be a concern if something's been overloaded. But everything looks pretty clean. There's this side. A lot of times if something gets hot, you'll actually see those wires turn black. So there's the inside of there. I'm not seeing anything right off the top. I mean, it's got black coverings on them, but there's nothing there that indicates anything got hot. So I'll show you those. Okay, just for safety purposes, I'm going to show this to you. This plug looks good. Sometimes if you're running hot, your plug will actually show some burnt ends in there. And that means it's just creating so much resistance that it gets hot at the plug. That is a weak point in any electrical system. Right now, I'm just going to turn it on and see what happens here. I think it may have just got overheated, needed to set for a while, and it'll turn on here, but let's find out. Okay, well, one positive thing is that it beeped when I turned it on, Looks like my power button's lit up. I turn that on. Okay, be careful guys, there is live electricity here, so you got that fan running there. You can tell it's a bit of a dusty environment. So I've got that on there. It's set. It's set the highest setting, and as I put my hand up here, I'm getting hot air through there, so that's actually a good sign. I'm just going to clean this up. Sometimes that's all you need to do is just open it up. And be careful, you're dealing with electricity if you've never done it before. In this case, I'm just going to open it up. I'm going to blow this thing out. It obviously needs to be blown out. I think what happened is it just got a little hot. You can see how dirty that filter got. That is not good. So I'll get that cleaned up. And instead of, you can see the glow of my heat lamps working in there. So you just want to, sometimes before you just give up on something, just clean it up and see what happens. And it might be a very easy fix that instead of throwing this out, again, you can buy these for probably 25 or 30 bucks this time of year. It's now April. We had these going pretty hard there in January when that cold front came through. And they just kind of got tired, didn't it? But I could have thrown these out if I wanted to go out and get another one right away. Probably would have cost me 50, 60 bucks. But instead, take the cover off, blow it out, and I've got my heater back for the next year. I want to show you this also. Hope you can read that. It's counting down, pretty typical. And I push the off button. It's counting down. That's what these things normally do. They take 60 seconds to get all the heat out of there. So it's working exactly like it should. I'll clean it up and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, here we are. I've got this blown out. You can use a vacuum cleaner to do this. You can actually get in there with a rag and wipe it out yourself. Anything's better than not doing anything. Make sure it's unplugged. You don't want to electrocute yourself in the process. But you can see that cleans up pretty nice. A little bit. These things do condense, so you get a little bit of rust buildup down here when you're running them. The front, again, much nicer. Like, got some dust on my hands there, but that's all cleaned up. There's the filter. It's much cleaner. There's a cover for the filter. I'm going to show you how these doors go on it. If you're familiar with how computers work, these very similar to that, but get this back here far enough. I'm trying to do this with one hand, so you'll see how that slips up there like that, and then you'll want to get the other end there. See how that's cocked in there? So you push that in there. Okay, so I've got that. It's in there. It's in right there. So I'm going to go back here. What I'm going to do is reach right underneath there and push that up, and that's going to drop right into place. I'll have to push it in just a little bit. It'll just snap into place. So go ahead and listen. You should hear it happen when I'm doing it. Okay, so there it goes. It just snapped right in place. So let's get our video back. You can see that snapped right into place. I'm going to go ahead and get the other side, and then I'm going to start putting the screws back in, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. So just to show you what it looks like when it's done here, there's the back. It's all put together. Got the screws in there. Got the screws in the bottom. You can see that. So it's all put back together and ready to go. Hope that helps you. It's just like to, before I go buy something new, I like to make sure I can't fix it for a lot less, or fix it at all. So again, this is for a soil heater. I'm going to say that this heater, it's going to go by different names. I don't know what they all are. It's got a little metal or plastic black box around it, and it's designed for being a space heater. So if that helps you out, if you got any questions, go ahead and hit me up in the comments section. I'll try to get back with you. I hope to help you maybe save some money versus buying a new heater.